This is Spencer, your Tampa Bay wallpaper installer, coming to you from St. Pete, Florida. Nice and sunny out in St. Pete. We are in mid-June, and this is a very expensive wallpaper. This is coal and sun. This is hand-painted. Although it has a matching pattern, it is not what you would call manufacturing perfection, because it's hand-done, which adds to the allure and beauty of it. But anyway, we're hanging this. I'm in a restaurant here. We're hanging it in a small dining room. All right, small dining room here. And so since it's an intricate pattern, very bold, and the eye is drawn to the beauty of it, and so the eye is also drawn to matching it. When you have a big pattern, your eye naturally will look to see that the wallpaper complements itself, in that color is joined to color, etc. And so why do I tell you that? Well, when you begin your wallpaper and when you end your wallpaper, you come up with a natural problem. So what is that problem? It is where you begin and end will not necessarily match up unless you have a natural miracle. Seriously, where it happens to match up, which is almost never. Okay, and so you have to decide, where are you going to put this mismatch? Or you may want to try your hand at inserting a piece at the end that sort of works with the mismatch, and you cut around it to come up with something nouveau, something that you create, in order to hide the horrible misalignment so that the eye is not drawn to it. There's one other way to do it, and that is, let's just say that this window went all the way up to the ceiling of this room. That would be ideal, and then we would just simply hide it there. Do you understand what I mean? In other words, you wouldn't hide it here because you have an 8-foot drop. You would hide it, if you had to make a choice, you would hide it over one of these windows, which only has a 28-inch drop. But then you're going to see it. So that's the other problem. So what to do? Well, here's the solution. We have a doorway here and an exit. This is the only way to get in and out. And over this thing, we have a nearly 40-inch piece of wall. That's the ideal place to hide your mismatch. Because why? You can put a beautiful picture. It's perfectly centered in the room, this doorway, right? From left to right. And this is where you would put your mismatch, right here, right in the middle. Because over that, you could simply find a picture frame, you could have one made, and you could hide it, and you could enjoy all the beauty of your wallpaper all around your room. If you are hanging wallpaper, if you're not a professional, you want to stop and plan where you land your wallpaper. You have to plan it out. You need to take the wallpaper around the room and figure out where you're going to end where the beginning starts and where the end marks. And you simply take the wallpaper and you make a pencil mark. I learned this in 1991. I was working with a wallpaper hanger who was a second-generation wallpaper hanger. And I said, well, how do you do that? How do you know where your seams are going to end? He said, you take the wallpaper, because each of them varies in width, you put it up against the wall and you simply make a small pencil mark, just as a tentative mark, where you might land the paper. Now, if that doesn't work out, you go a step higher so that you don't get confused as to where the marks are and what marks. Like, you might have to do this 3 times, so you might have 3 sets of marks around the room. You don't want to make them too big either, especially if you have a very light wallpaper, because it'll show through the wallpaper. So that's how you do it. You simply take, and I've done a video on this, but it's worth repeating, okay? And so here we go. We're going to start this project. Wish me luck. And so no need to delay it, and I'm going to start, and we'll see you on the next frame. Okay, so this is part 1 of small dining room wallpaper installation. Okay, see you on the next one. Well, I just may as well say this so I don't have to include it in the second step. On this installation, I am going to put my laser level, my Bosch laser level, right on, I'm going a straight line right above here. Why do I want a laser level? Not because I want fancy tools. If you need a level up there, first of all, your hand levels, unless you have a really expensive one, if they're in the sun, they melt, that little thing that has the bubble. It tends to get heated up and it throws it off. But also, it frees up my hands from the need of another tool in it when I'm on a ladder. And so if I have a laser level line up there, well, the tool is on the floor on a tripod. But here's the problem. When you're on a ladder, you block the laser line. So what do? Here's what I suggest that you do. You stand to the right of it if you're a lefty, or to the left of it if you're a righty, and you put a piece of tape right down the laser level, and then shut your laser level off. Because when you're on your ladder, you will not be able to see your laser line because it'll be on your back. You will necessarily block the laser line. And I found this out when I bought this laser level. So the way to handle that is to simply put a very cheap piece of tape that doesn't mess up the wall right down the laser line, okay? And then you will simply follow that line. And when you have your plumb line in place, take the piece of tape off and get rid of it. Okay, that's another tip. This is Spencer, your Tampa Bay wallpaper installer, coming to you from St. Pete, Florida. If you like the video, click on like. And please, I have thousands of views of my videos, and not all of those people are subscribing to my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. You help me, and I continue to make these videos as helpful hints to you. If you have a better way to do this, let me know in the comments section. Thank you. See you on the next one.